News at 9. First, the highlights. Governor Sanwo-Olu congratulates Funke Akindele on box of his feet and describes achievement as Lagos story. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources palace bioses state monarchs and seeks end to oil theft and pipeline vandalism. On the foreign scene, United States Supreme Court determined Donald Trump's eligibility for 2024 polls. And in sport, opening game for T20 Cricket World Cup to hold in Dallas, USA. Now the details. I am Sarah Adesanya. The Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated multiple award-winning actor and producer Funke Akindele on the performance of her latest movie, A Tribe Called Judah, which grossed over 1 billion naira recently at the box office. Governor Sanwo-Olu described Akindele's A Tribe Called Judah. The box office feat is an affirmation of Lagos as truly the home of entertainment, creativity, culture, and arts. He said Akindele's latest movie is to prove to the world that she is a creative of an uncommon talent, a woman of substance who brings her God-given talent into making of theatrical and artistic magic for the pleasure of millions of Nigerians and Africans. The governor, in a statement issued by his chief press secretary, Wega Akoshile, said the state government had watched closely with keen interest the trajectory of the hardworking people in the creative industry, and as a result, to keep celebrating them for making the states the pride of Africa. Governor Sanwo-Olu also congratulated the duo of Tony Abraham and Mercy Aigbe Adeoti, producers of Malaika and Adel Modadi movies, for coming up strongly and giving Lagos residents and Nigerians great cinematic experience during the Yuletide period. Manager, Lagos State Physical Planning Permit Authority, LASPA, Sunday Oshinaki, has reiterated the authority's commitment to stopping illegal building development and contravention of the state physical planning permit laws in the new year. Oshinaki made this known during the agency's resumption of its enforcement activities in the Ikeja area of the state. He expressed his deep displeasure at a building under construction at Isaac John by Obadusumu Street, GRA Ikeja, opposite Radisson Blue Hotel, whose developers have granted a 6-floor mixed-use construction plus a basement by the authority, but illegally added another 2 floors to the ongoing construction. The general manager condemns the impunity of the developer, noting that his failure to comply with the several contravention notices served led to the sealing of the structure, saying the seal was later broken to continue with the construction works. According to him, it is imperative to ensure that physical development activities are carried out with strict adherence to the extant physical planning laws and regulations of Lagos State, while maintaining the need for the developer to remove the additional 2 floors or have his approval revoked. Oshinaki warned all developers and owners to desist from such acts and other contraventions to physical planning permit laws or face the full wrath of law. Surveyor General of Lagos State, Ayokunu Adesanya, has charged staff of the office to be diligent at work, remain dedicated, pay more attention to their well-being, and ensure a positive mindset to achieve the vision of the state government as encapsulated in the Themes Plus agenda of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu's administration. Adesanya spoke during the first workday prayer and Thanksgiving session held at the office's auditorium, emphasizing the importance of ensuring regular health checks, saying health is wealth. He thanked God for sparing their lives to see the new year. The governor of the state for providing this office with the necessary tools to work, and the entire staff for their support in the past year, informing them that the monthly health work has been announced by the head of service, Bodiagoro, and will commence on 27th January 2024. The Surveyor General encouraged all staff to remain committed, diligent in all assigned tasks, innovative and punctual to work. And on to the rest of the stories. The Nigeria Customs Service Ogun State Area 2 Command has released a bullion van arrested in the Olorunda area in April 2022 for its involvement in the smuggling of foreign rice across the border to communities of the state. Area Comptroller of the Ogun 2 Command, BC Alade, during a press briefing in his office, said the bullion van, which was conveying 24.4 million naira cash belonging to a first-generation bank, had 12 bags of foreign rice concealed in it. According to him, 3 suspects have been arrested, detained and granted administrative bail and subsequently charged to court for aiding smuggling. They added that based on investigation and recommendations, the CDC granted approval for the release of the detained van and the money in line with the provision of sections of the Nigerian Customs Service Act 2023. Minister for State Petroleum Resources, Oil, Hanikim Mukuburi, has embarked on collaborative courtesy visit to traditional rulers in Bayelsa State to curb crude oil theft and by pipeline vandalism. This strategic initiative aligns with the minister's unwavering commitment to foster cooperation with key stakeholders in the oil industry, specifically aimed at addressing persistent challenges such as pipeline vandalization, crude theft, and security uncertainties in oil-bearing communities across the region. Special Advisor, Media and Communication to the Minister, Nlemeka Okafo, made this known in a press statement. Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives, Benjamin Kalu, has canvassed the support of traditional rulers in the southeast for President Bola Tinubu, saying the president is interested in development of the region. Kalu, who spoke at a meeting with members of Bende Traditional Rulers Council, also said President was happy that Indigbo are resolved to stamp out insecurity and addressing other sociological challenges through the Peace and Southeast Project. The Deputy Speaker asked the traditional rulers to support the government of the day to reap more benefit. And now to foreign news. United States Supreme Court says it will hear a historic case to determine whether Donald Trump can run for president. The justices agreed to take up Trump's appeal against the decision by Colorado to remove him from the 2024 ballot in that state. The case will be heard in February and the ruling will apply nationwide. The lawsuit in a number of states are seeking to disqualify Trump, arguing that he engaged in insurrection during the U.S. Capitol riot 3 years ago. The legal challenges hinge on whether a Civil War-era constitutional amendment renders the former President Trump ineligible to stand as a candidate. A cold weather alert has been issued by the United Kingdom Health Security Agency as parts of England grapple with flooding following a week of heavy rainfall. The cold snap is expected to last several days, with a warning in place from 9 a.m. on Saturday until Friday. There are also 210 flood warnings, mainly in central and southern England. Hundreds of homes have already been devastated by a week of heavy rain, some of which fell as part of Storm Hank, the 18th named storm in 3 months. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has been called on to visit flood-hit areas, but he said he had spoken to flooding victims and the Environment Agency was responding appropriately and with all due haste. And now to sports. The opening game of cricket's T20 World Cup final will be held in Dallas, United States of America, with the final at the Kensington Oval, Barbados. Organizers of the event said the expanded 20-team tournament is being jointly held by the United States and the West Indies and will get underway on June 1 at the Grand Prairie Cricket Stadium in Dallas. When the USA takes on Canada, both teams making their first appearances at a T20 World Cup. A total of 16 games will be held in the United States, the first time that a major international cricket tournament is held in that country. The 20 teams have been divided into 4 groups of 5, with the top 2 teams progressing to the Super 8. The Super 8 games will all be held in Caribbean in Antigua and Aruba, Barbados, St. Lucia and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The 2 top teams from each group and the Super 8 will progress to the semi-finals, which will be held in Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago on June 26 and 27. The final will be held in Barbados on June 29. Just before we go, stay alive, make use of pedestrian bridges where available. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, formerly Twitter, Lagos Traffic 961. Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Watch us live on Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. On YouTube, subscribe and watch all our previous programs and news on our channel, Traffic Radio 961. Did you know that Sanwo-Olu administration deployed traffic lights and CCTV cameras in strategic places in the state? You can get more details on the Lagos State Government website. To end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has congratulated multiple award-winning actor and producer Funke Akindele on the performance of the latest movie, A Tribe Called Judah, which grossed over 1 billion naira recently at the box office. Minister for State Petroleum Resources, Oil, Heineken Lukobere, has embarked on collaborative courtesy visits to traditional rulers in Bayelsa State to curb crude oil theft and pipeline vandalism. We also told you that the United States Supreme Court will hear a historic case to determine whether Donald Trump can run for president. And in the sport, opening game of cricket's T20 World Cup final will be held in Dallas, United States of America, with the final at the Kensington Oval in Barbados. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to Lagos Traffic Radio at lagosstate.gov.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Adewale Ulukoroku. I am Sarah Adesanya.